So today we have Ian from Story Begins, and we're going to be talking everything videography. I'm excited about this, Ian. Ian, welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be on this side of the camera.
Yeah.
How's
that for you? That must be...
this is really weird.
Yeah.
This is really weird.
Do you feel like you need to check?
Supposed to be here. We're supposed to be over there.
Okay.
Where Benny is. We're not supposed to be here. And I'm there and kind of...
Well, if you want to check out what he's doing at any stage just to make sure it's right.
I'll bore him later on with some stupid questions. But why are you doing that?
That's it. But this is nice. We actually get to sit across a table and chat, and we're not standing in some room somewhere documenting a wedding,
trying to hide and not getting people's way and
my way.
Obviously.
But I suppose for everyone that doesn't know you, isn't familiar with you,
lots of
you
people
were
don't know me.
I'm sure lots of people do know you though. Yeah, lots of people are sitting there going, "Oh, that's my videographer. I'm having him next year, the year after."
He did already.
Yeah, exactly. But you're more of a documentary style.
Yes. For me, it's all about the story. It's all about the story. I tend not to try to orchestrate things to happen.
Yeah.
I like things just flowing. To be honest with you, I prefer when people actually forget that I'm there. Thankfully, I hear that a fair bit, and that the thing is, God almighty, I didn't even know you were there.
Yeah.
And I know then I've done my job. Now, I get all the shots, obviously.
He was everywhere and nowhere. The best compliment you can get.
Yeah. You really know you're kind of sinking into the background when you get asked, "Can I get another glass of wine?" when you've got a big fancy camera in your hand at a reception. Just a disclaimer: you're not drinking in the corner. No. Those days are over. I swear to God. No, I just look like a waiter because normally when I'm filming, I dress all in black, so I just look like a waiter or a priest. And no, I've never been asked to marry anybody.
You could always stand in though in that moment.
Do you know what? You know as well. You could recite that ceremony backwards.
You could do it at this point.
You're kind of going and you're down going, "He's going to say this now, and he's going to say that next."
Unless they forget.
But then if you're dressed all in black, you can stand in and say, "Do you know? I've got this. Just take my camera.
I'm there for you. There for you." Yeah. And you've said nice to me a couple of times where it's the couple's day, and there's no kind of, I suppose, right and wrong when it comes to anything. You're going with their flow.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I'm an observer. Okay. And I observe the day happening and I let it happen, but it is their day. I mean, if they're not comfortable with what you're doing, and again, thankfully, the thing is, the way I film very unobtrusively, so the thing is, generally, I don't annoy people. Yeah. But it is their day. It is their day, and the thing is, their day has to happen the way they want to. And I often say to customers, to clients, before I meet them, or when I meet them before the day, I say, "Look, this is your day, guys. Take it in."
Yeah,
remember to breathe.
It's so important though, because I think we do so many weddings. You could be out, 2 or 3 times a week, and the last thing you want to do is kind of you find a routine and you impose that routine on day after day after day. No. I love when days are different. No. I love when something random happens. You're like, this is great.
It's not a cookie cutter.
Exactly.
Because I would get bored if that was to happen.
Exactly.
There's obviously marks that you have to hit. I mean, you have to make sure that you're here before the ceremony begins. You have to make set up your microphones in my case and whatever. But you have to you have to have variance. You have to have a little bit something a bit different. Oh, that's different.
Yeah, but it's enjoyable then.
It keeps something new. Yeah, plus it keeps you sharp, and that's the thing. I think you would get, personally, I think I would get complacent if everything was exactly the same every single day. Yeah. And I'd get bored with it. And, that would show in the videos. And
it becomes a bit generic, like the last one looks. Yeah.
And I couldn't do that. I don't want to just kind of go and put a standard video and that's the same for everybody. I want everybody to feel that that's my day.
I like that. Yeah, it's important though. I think it's really important. And I suppose, like, when you're working on a wedding day as well, you're also working very closely with the photographers of the world, like myself. Yeah. But obviously, like, I work with different videographers all the time. You work with different photographers all the time. And I think one thing that's quite important is whoever your videographer and your photographer are, they have similar approaches.
Yeah. Thankfully these days, I'm very lucky. Touch wood. I'm not superstitious, but touch wood.
Just in case.
I think it's important to be on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
It's not crucial, of course, but I just think
Because you work with someone new all the time as well. You will come across something new
and then
all the
occasionally
time.
the thing is like, you know, you become, oh my God, and it was amazing. And
Yeah.
you'll have amazing shoots that are just so creative and everything. And then you've got other kind of more calmer shoots. But like, I'm very lucky. To be honest. I haven't really kind of ran into anybody that I've either caused them problems or they've caused me problems.
Yeah. But I suppose you being documentary, it would help if the photographer was in some way similar, that they're not because everybody has a different way of approaching how you document a day, and some people set every moment up and they guide people along every moment, and other people are quite happy just to step back and you know, you're going to help them, you're going to bring them places, but you're going to allow them be themselves.
Sometimes you kind of need to take a charge. I mean, like when I meet couples beforehand, I will say like that. The thing is, look, if I'm shooting with you, I'll say, look, you're going to be listening to Laura and Benny's voice.
Just Laura's,
or just Laura's generally. I want to be nice.
I'm just making fun of myself.
Nice
all the other videographers out there are laughing now, going,
listen to Laura, but you're going to be listening to one voice. You're not going to be listening to me. On occasion, I'll say, look, guys, can we just try something? But I will go to the photographer first. Not because they're in charge and they're the boss, but it's just that I just think that it's neater and cleaner for the couple to be getting one set of instructions.
Oh, yeah.
So I will talk to you and I'll say, look, Laura, at the end of this, do you mind if I just do a silhouette shot? Or if I
usually say absolutely not. I mean, you're completely in the way.
I go off in a huff.
We have a fight back. No, but it's good though, because for the time frame, for you to communicate that with the person you're working with means that, you know, if you know you've got a 30-minute window, and especially winter weddings, because the light runs out, that you know that like at the end, or Ian needs a little bit of time to do something he's thinking of, and you can plan that. Like, you can work together.
And normally the thing is that kind of interaction will you get the best out of the couple, you know. And the thing is, plus as well, I think couples actually like to see that the thing is the team are actually getting on.
Oh yeah.
Because I just think that some couples think that the thing is, oh my God, is the videographer and the photographer going to be down the back of the church tearing strips off each other?
I've never had that happen.
Never had that either. And you know, like it's the first thing that people, like somebody, oh my God, the thing is, do you talk to photographers? I said, I actually talk to a lot of photographers.
They're actually good friends of mine.
But they've just got this impression that you are going to be arguing and you're going to be jostling for position and things like that. And
there's loads of angles to be had.
Absolutely. And again, the thing is, you know, like equipment these days is so discreet. You can just get in there, get the shot you need.
Yeah.
And it's a different process anyway, but like for video, but I can get in and get the shot while the photo shoot, for instance, is happening. And then there's no conflict and there's no problem.
And that's a good point when you could say technology and how technology has changed. Like, you know, I know everyone works off different technology and everyone has different equipment, but I know you personally, you do work off quite compact DSLRs, gimbals, obviously tripods and that for ceremony, but like it's great that it can be so discreet.
Oh yeah. And again, that thankfully my chiropractor bills have gone way down. Because back, I mean,
it's a third of the weight.
I mean, like back in the day, I mean, when I first started into this business, 20 years ago, a long time ago. The
I wasn't born then.
I know. Granddad, bring Granddad in and let him talk in front of a camera for an hour. What I'm gesturing to here is the thing is the camera on the shoulder, which is, you know, like I still have an old one in a box in the office. And it's so heavy and it's so awkward. And there's the fella with the camera, and there's the fella with the big light on top of the camera. And there's
like a beacon standing out in the crowd.
And thankfully that's all gone. You know, and again, people, it had to be, because I think there's an appetite there these days for more discreet filming.
It probably allows you to get a lot more different angles. And, you know, like just something creative as well, that it's not just like, well, you know, this is the height of my shoulder, so this is the height the angle's going to be at, or this is the height of my tripod, so that's so that you can get the gimbal out. You can
the gimbal is great.
You know, different height, like
you know, you can move it down low, you can bring it up high,
lie out the ground.
Listen, we've all been there. You know, we've all been there.
Get in the tide. I know we've all done that.
But even for the first dance, I mean, even being able to generally, like for the first dance, there's most cases there's a crowd around the couple. and you've got a big camera on a tripod, you're not going to
No, you're not getting in there.
And then the thing is, you're there and you're trying to lift it up, and the thing is, you're probably taking somebody out, take a couple of guests out and things. So whereas...
But you've got insurance before.
Oh, yeah, I am insured for that type of eventuality. But it is to lift up the camera and point down, and it's great angle for that as well. And it's light enough to do that. You know?
And movement as well. The camera's moving as well as the couple moving, that it kind of does give it a very different feel.
Yeah. Especially with slow motion. You know, and again, I'm slow to kind of get into fads. Yeah. Like the thing is, there was a case, like the thing is, where every shots were black and white, and I was doing kind of, for a while I was doing kind of every third or fourth shot black and white.
Yeah.
Pulled back a lot from that because it just seemed... I didn't want to get kind of pigeonholed into, that's
how he does that.
That's the guy with the slow motion, or that's the guy with the drone, or whatever. You have to kind of have a kind of combination of
but as you said at the start, that does allow every day to turn out so differently. So it is very individual to people.
Absolutely. It's like weather as well. It plays a huge part with drones. The thing is, if it's raining, you can't fly. If you're in an area where you can't fly. Yeah, that's just the way it is. And you have to comply with those laws.
Yeah. So you get the same question I get. What do we do if it rains? That's my favourite question.
All the time. And I've never. I'm sure you've seen the same. You've never seen a wedding stop.
No, it doesn't. You're not going to reschedule it.
No,
there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
Plan A, plan B, you're sorted.
Again, I wish sometimes when people ask me questions like that, I wish I had we had this one situation where they don't happen. No, there's always somewhere to get a nice photograph, a nice video shot.
Yeah. And it's a team of people working to make sure that no matter what the weather's doing, we're still going to achieve something very cool for you. Yeah,
and that's why the important thing is to work with people that are experienced, because you can tell when it hits the fan that something goes wrong.
No one gets excited. You just fix it and move on.
Yeah,
that's simply it.
Absolutely,
yeah. Because us getting excited about it, it's not going to help.
No, it's a ripple effect,
isn't it? Yeah. Secret panic.
Laura's rattled. Oh my God, we're all rattled.
She stopped laughing.
She stopped.
Oh my God. Yeah. What's happened?
She's after taking the videographers out. Yeah.
But I suppose for couples that haven't had their wedding day yet, and it's coming up for them, the running of a wedding day. From a videographer's perspective, I suppose. Yeah. You offer, I know you offer different packages, but you do offer a package where you cover the full day. Morning prep, all the way up till they get that dance floor.
All the way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I suppose for the morning, I know for the morning, this one, because when people ask me about the videographer, I'm a bit nervous about the videographer coming in the morning. And I've actually had mornings where the videographer hasn't been there with me because it just scared for whatever reason, the thought of having someone recording rather than photographing.
Yeah.
But it is, as you said, it's discreet. It isn't going to be...
One of the downsides of trying to get that across, which can be very difficult, is that until you've gone through it, you don't realise how discreet videographers can be. Yeah. And it's a bit of a leap of faith, you know. Oh, yeah. And I actually think it comes down to one thing, which is sound. People assume that you're going to be there and you're going to be recording all the sound, and you're going to hear, oh my God, Auntie Joan is after swearing, and Uncle Tom is after running off, and my dad
Someone's bitching about someone else. Delete that!
And the amount of times that somebody will turn around and they'll spot me and they'll say, did you record that? Yeah. And it's because of the sound. Now, in my case, I never use the original sound. Yeah. I record it, of course I do, and it can be kind of fun.
And sometimes if it's something nice that's said, I suppose it can be put in maybe somewhere.
Yeah, occasionally. But the thing is, normally, if sometimes the thing is, if a letter's coming from the groom to the bride, and she's reading it out, that can be nice. But that doesn't happen very often. That doesn't happen as often.
But she might actually read it out and keep it together.
Yeah. And then the thing is, the makeup artist is over here going, why did you get her to do that? She's crying.
She's crying.
Half her makeup is down her face.
But it's okay because she's still there and she can fix it. It's fine.
Yeah, but I just normally tell her.
It's like disclaimer. It was the photographer.
Photographer asked her for that.
Always the photographer's fault.
Yeah.
Always. Cheers, Ian. Cheers.
Some other time, I'll tell you a story.
But yeah, audio is a big one that I hear from people, like terrified of, like, they're going to be recording what we're saying. But the chances are, like, as you said, it'll never probably be used.
Those pieces,
and
those pieces look better with music. Whether it's stock music or non-stock music or whatever, but they look better. They flow together better.
Yeah.
Because if you can imagine, it's all quick cuts. It's all kind of 3 seconds of this, 2 seconds of that.
Yeah.
A long section of where the father, the bride, sees her for the first time.
Yes.
That's a long shot, and you're from different angles.
Yeah. And to have that on video. Like, a photograph can tell so much, but a video is, because it's raw emotion, really, isn't it?
The thing is, and that kind of brings me to another point about getting a videographer in the first place.
Yeah.
The one thing that I always hear, right, and I guarantee I pretty much hear it every single way.
Okay.
They were saying, they'll notice the size of the camera and they'll say, "Oh, you're a photographer, are you?" And I said, "No, I'm actually a videographer."
Really? They were expecting you to wheel it in.
They were. But the thing is, "You really, and how long are you here?" I said, "I'm here since this morning." "You didn't notice me?" "No, I didn't notice you at all."
Yeah.
And then they'll say, "Never got a video."
Yeah, and they're kind of regretting it, I suppose.
They were regretting it because they're different. They're different things. Obviously, enough the different things between stills and video. But
you say that, and it seems quite obvious to ourselves. But a lot of people say to me, "Oh, sure, why do I need to get a videographer or have a photographer?"
Yeah,
sure, have someone there. Like, I don't need both, but it's not the same thing, and that's very important for people to know, I think.
Look, nice photographs are essential, and the thing is, they're going to have them, and they're going to be in a book, and they're going to be up on the wall and things, and they're lovely, and they serve that purpose of capturing that moment.
Yeah,
video captures motion, and emotion, right, as well. But even hearing somebody speaking that may well have passed on, and it's a bit morbid. But
it's very true, though.
But it is very
true. It is very true. You might have grandparents at your wedding, and a few years later they're no longer with you.
Yeah, and when you see them moving in years to come, that's that can be different. That can be nice for people, and that's why generally people kind of like saying, "Oh, God, I gutted I didn't get a wedding."
Or kids, when the kids are so small.
Yeah, kids growing up. Yeah. And generally, with a lot of weddings, there is a lot of kids, and there are nieces and nephews and sons and daughters, and and they grow up, obviously. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, they become teenagers, and they ruin all of our lives. It's different. We'll talk about that the next day you come in. Yeah.
Different subject. You haven't got enough film in the camera for that conversation.
Yeah. But I suppose before we get completely struck, because I tend to do this, I start talking about something and I go off into some other tangent. But in the morning as well, so I think something for people to think about is it's a very busy morning.
Oh, very.
There's hair there. There's makeup there. There's loads of family. There's bridesmaids. There's kids running around. Another person in the house videoing. As you said, like, you're really not going to notice them being there.
No, you're not at all. And I shoot. I shoot primarily one person, just me. Yeah. So again, just to minimise the attention on, and again, look, it's a different approach. I know the thing is, other companies, the thing is, they have 2 and 3 people, and that works too. Now, and that's fine. It's just not.
But what you're getting into as well. It's whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah. But it is a busy day. It's a busy morning. There's lots going on, there's lots going on, lots of film, and people are wrapped up in what they're doing. They're getting their hair done, they're getting their makeup,
and it flies by. The day is like the whole out of body experience.
And that's
people explain on a wedding day.
And again, when I meet couples beforehand, the thing is, I say to them, I say, look, guys, this is a 12 to 16 hour day, depending on how it's going, right? Locations, whatever. So look, this is a 14-hour day, whatever. Yeah. It's going to go like that, and it'll be gone. Yeah. So I'm always kind of saying to them, look, slow it down, take it in. Yeah. But then again, it's my job, your job as well.
So send it back to them afterwards.
Give it back to them and say, "Oh my God, do you remember when my cousin did that?"
And they'll go,
my best
"No."
buddy. Do you see?
But you have the video.
Exactly. And that's kind of the reason for getting a video. Yeah.
And then I suppose the ceremony looks after. I always say the ceremony looks after itself, because you are just. Everybody has no choice but to document what is happening in the ceremony. It doesn't matter what type of ceremony you're having, whether it's a religious ceremony or it's, a spiritual or civil or whatever type of ceremony you're having. But being discreet, though, is something that, like, it's so important that the guests are sitting there going, what's your man doing?
What's your man? What's your
one doing over there? And they're no longer watching what the couple are actually doing, or the fact that they're actually, they're exchanging their vows. They're exchanging rings. It's a big moment, like, that the videographer isn't.
But again, going even just kind of throwing back to the small equipment.
Yeah.
It's possible these days to be discreet. Still get your beautiful depth of field. I won't go into the details because I'll just go into nerdy camera stuff. But the thing is,
dying to get into
it. But you can get those shots, those really killer shots, while you're crouched down next to somebody in an aisle, and people behind can still see what's happening.
Yeah, and that's very important as well. That, I've seen you're quite aware of, not sitting in front of a guest as well, that you're not obstructing their view. Yeah. But these are all things to think about. Like, everyone's there for a reason. Yes, we're being hired to document it, but we need to do it in a way that it doesn't obstruct anyone on the day.
I would normally, the thing is, one thing that I do try to get if it happens, is guests actually taking photographs and video, because I think over their shoulder, and I don't do it a lot, but I do occasionally kind of slip it in here and there, where the thing is, like, somebody's filming something and I'm actually zooming into what they're filming, because it's a nice thing, because it just sinks me into the background again. It sinks the video into the day, rather than, this is what the videographer saw. This is what the day was.
That's it. And I suppose with the smaller equipment and newer equipment, you don't have to be too close to the couple either. That yourself and the celibates of the priest are standing closer to them than they are each other.
There are locations or that the things will challenge that, because they will.
Well, if the space isn't physically big enough,
like this,
you're under a table.
But again, smaller equipment's great.
It does make it a lot easier. And I suppose the audio in the ceremony, because I know that you do spend a little bit of time as well making sure that the audio is perfect, because it's so important. Everyone always has ceremony and speeches for audio. Like, it's, they're the story parts. That's where the story of the day has been told, and it's either being told on an altar, or it's being told at the end of a mic in a reception. And so they're the killer points where you have to nail the audio. Again, the thing is, I don't want to be going on, like, it sounds like that I own a camera shop or something like that. I'm selling all this equipment, but I'm not. Wireless microphones they've come down in price, they've come down in size. Generally, what I would do is I would mic up the groom, which is pretty standard these days. But the actual transmitter is so small that the thing is, it's not huge. You can't see it. It's usually slipped into their pocket or the inside of their jacket or something, isn't it?
That's it. And recently, the thing is, I left the microphone on the groom. Now, I wasn't recording him, but it's just that the thing is, afterwards, he forgot he was wearing it. It wasn't even connected. But the thing is, I thought, by the way, I hope you weren't listening to what I was saying there. And of
You're
course,
like, yes, I have it all for later.
It's good.
And I think the drinks reception then, like, obviously there's, the photo shoot again, like, you're going around with the photographer, you're kind of capturing, as you said, you might have a couple of videos yourself who we've talked about, but then the drinks reception, that's where the fun happens. And that's where the guests really open up, isn't it?
That's when, and like the advantage of looking like a photographer, and I don't want to be straight labouring this point, but when somebody
I agree that it's important.
The strange thing is that happens to me, and it still happens to me occasionally, is somebody will say, take our photograph, and I'll say, why don't you talk, if we were shooting with you, I'd say, why don't you talk to Laura, or Benny's over there, and he says, but you're filming. I said, yeah, but I'm video. Video? And no. And they'll actually walk away from it. But at least you said that, because I'm going to tell a story. And the videographer that's done this to me knows exactly who I'm talking about. He says, when people come up and say that to him, will you take your picture? He goes, yeah. And then I get asked for the picture later. And it doesn't exist. Oh, right.
Now, he has the footage of them, like, standing, like, as if you're pretending I'm taking a photo. It is quite funny to have that video footage. But he thinks this is hilarious. He's like, you just took their picture. And I'm like, what? But at least you're honest. I like that.
Yeah. I'll never do that.
No.
That's
it
funny though.
Was you that
It wasn't. No. I was reminded. I have to think about that the next time we shoot together.
And I suppose when the drinks reception is going on, that gives you a chance as well to, prepare the banqueting room. again for all your own bits and pieces.
And again, these days, it used to be a case. Again, I don't want to be kind of labouring on the legacy of where things were, but like sometimes the things you'd have to get your own microphone and strap it to the microphone of the hotel.
Then it becomes quite clunky, doesn't it?
It's this size, and then
today's speeches.
Exactly. Or there would be feedback, and then you get this really nasty look from the manager of the hotel, and it's your fault. It's you. Where's the video? Oh, it's him. So these days, it's not as much of a problem because digital signals don't interfere. And normally what I would do is a tiny little transmitter, stick it on the microphone, tiny little bit of tape, job done. And then I suppose speeches are speeches, but it's about kind of, because I've seen you do this as well as ourselves, it's not just the person talking, it's the people's reactions as well, isn't it? The thing is, it's not just, I mean, look, the easiest thing in the world would be just to focus the camera in on whoever's speaking.
And just let it record.
I never seen the, so what I would constantly try to do was kind of go wide, so you can see that, like, you know, especially when like grooms are thanking their new in-laws or their own parents, you know, and it's nice to see the reactions there, because again the thing is, it's not just one person speaking.
Exactly. Or when the groom's getting completely roasted, you get the reactions of shock and horror from the room, but it documents the atmosphere that was created from those speeches, I think, which is really important as well.
And that's what people want to see. They want to hear the words. Of course they want to hear the words. They want to hear the thing as a nice romantic. And like what I would normally be doing is using parts of the groom's speech in one of the movies, one of the edits. Because the thing is, normally, you know, it's either funny or romantic. It's just romantic, or it's just funny. You know, everybody's different. But the speeches are it's good fun.
They can be entertaining.
They can be.
They can be entertaining. Exactly. And then I suppose it's the dancing. And I know you touched on that earlier on, but but it's lovely to have your first dance recorded, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And some couples, depending on the package with me, and again, most videographers would have the same type of packages. They might offer something more or something less, but generally it's either just a ceremony or it's morning to first dance. The first dance, I love finishing videos on the video edits on the first dance, because it is the night. It's dark.
People have completely let loose as well, haven't they? In a nice way, like that they are just being themselves. 100%.
And getting those moments is amazing.
And first dances, like, because I know I was talking to Alec about this recently, that there's so many different types as well. Like, we had a Maniac 2000 first dance there.
I remember you telling me that story.
So it's not just, you know, always going to be the couple and that slow set. Like, it can be mental. It can be hard to get out there with them. There's no room. Nice.
It's nice that people have stopped using Ed Sheeran. Public is, you know.
You still hear it now and then, alright. But I think, what was it, 2018, was it?
I don't know.
I'm not too sure. Or 17. I don't know when it was, but it was every second wedding.
It was, because I myself and my wife brought our kids to Ed Sheeran. And when that song came on, the three of them looked at me and just pointed. Because they knew it was
when they can probably hear running away in the background as you're editing all day long as well.
It's that's
actually,
the thing.
You had to relive it, didn't you? Because you have to edit afterwards. So you have Ed Sheeran, not just on the night, over and over. I love Ed. I do. I know.
Look, the thing is, I like Ed Sheeran as well.
There's only so
when
much.
You hear one song repeatedly, and then you wake up in the middle of the night, like reciting some of the lines of it, you know you've heard it a couple of times too many.
That's it. And I know you capture them as well as first ends, like a couple of party songs, just to kind of give that atmosphere.
The thing is, it's just that generally things really kick off afterwards. Because the thing is, sometimes, you know, bands will use a recorded track. They won't be singing the main song.
If they can't do the main song, exactly.
And then the thing is, they really kick in afterwards. And then the thing is, everybody's on the dance floor, and it's great. There's kids being thrown up into the air.
Well, that's true, actually.
You know, grandmother's being thrown up into the air. You know, you see everything. But it's a nice way to. It's kind of a nice way to level out, like to kind of fade out. And again, and like the lighting at the generally the only time I actually personally anyway the only time I use lighting is for the first dance.
Well, it depends on the venue. Some venues are very dark. They can be.
They can be.
I know it's easier for us. We have a flash.
The thing is,
sometimes the band, though, they almost bring enough lights that they're sorting it out for all of us.
Sometimes, but sometimes not. Sometimes not. But what I would generally do is, the thing is, one light. I can get away with one light, and I don't put the light on the top of the camera because it makes everybody look very anemic.
Shadows.
So the thing is why I would be at a kind of an opposing corner. So that's the thing. So it's nice and flattering.
I don't think anyone ever even knows it's there. I know it's there.
No. Yeah, I know you know. I know you know.
I love because
you're normally
get their lights
do you
out.
have to put it there? No,
you're making me sound like this awfully mean person. We go over and accidentally unplugging it. Oh, I don't know what happened.
We won't say what my affectionate term for the two of you is, right?
Please
it ends with Anne Benny.
Please
the first I won't say.
I'll never get booked again. Oh, Ian, never recommending you again after this video.
Oh yeah. He came out, he appeared in the video, and we never saw him again.
And anyway, moving on. Thanks, Ian. Drones. Everyone loves a good drone nowadays, don't they? Yeah. But you provide drone.
I do. Yeah. Just got my license 5 months ago.
Okay.
And generally, when I say that, people say, "Do you need a license?" Yes.
You love this subject, though, don't you? This is one of your favourites.
Oh yeah. Okay, this is a party political broadcast.
Yeah, here we go.
The having the license. It's twofold. I want to be compliant. I couldn't get insurance without a license.
It's appropriate, though, isn't it? If you're being hired.
Definitely. Now the drone I use is bigger drones, a Mavic Pro, but there are smaller drones you can get which are under the weight. So the thing is, there.
We have one of those.
Yeah.
My favourite thing at Christmas was when Benny got it and unwrapped it, and then flew it around the kitchen, and the very first person to message me was
me.
You saying. You can't do that. That's illegal. That's illegal.
I'm informing Andy.
We're going to get in so much trouble. But it's under the weight.
It is.
Maybe not for your kitchen, though.
No. And it is so the thing is you can within reason you can it's a little more lenient around those drones. But the big drones that they are a bit restrictive. Insurance is important because you never know. The other thing as well is just a simple awareness of not flying over people's heads. And I know people do it, and the thing is that there'll probably be other videographers going, "What is he saying that for?"
But there's over people's head, and then there's hovering over people's heads where if they put their hands up, they could almost touch it. You know,
and they're heavy.
In larger groups of people, I suppose as well.
There's a statue. There's and again, I won't go into that. Here he is. Yeah, he's rattling off statues. It's just safety.
Yeah.
But they can be amazing. I mean,
they can.
It's a different perspective that people don't see. And even if it's only just the bride's house in the morning, it sets the scene. It sets the scene.
And it's for lovely establishing shots as well, isn't it? Yeah.
And what I would normally do is generally I don't use them during the photo shoot part because it's normally kind of quite quick. If there's time and the thing's location permits, it's great.
And weather, I suppose.
It's weather. And that's the thing. You see, people, I do offer drone footage, but it is dependent on whether you can fly or not.
And sometimes it might look lovely out there and it's nice and bright and it's not raining, but if the wind's up...
Oh no, do
you know
it'll end up in America. Where's my drone?
We never see it again. Boston, be on the news. But it is, but it works out most of the time, I suppose. Yeah,
it does, thankfully. It does. But sometimes what I will do is I'll go somewhere earlier just to get some footage if I think that the thing is it's touch and go. Of a church.
You think it might change, and if you get the open window now,
get the shot. At least even if the guests aren't in it and the couple isn't in it, I have the shot of the church.
Well, it's their venue. It's where they got married. It's important as well, isn't it? Yeah. And you're only one man. Do you know what I mean? It's hard to have the gimbal in one hand and controlling the drone in the other.
Just battery charging and things like that. You know, the thing is, it's it's discharging. Just see me the night before a shoot because I'm there, and I think there's about 15 different things to be charged.
I live with it.
Yeah.
He loves a good charge. He calls it. What do you call it? What do you call the charge? The big charge? I can't remember. What do you call it? I don't know. He's got a name for it anyway. He's been biased now because he's on camera. The big plug.
The big plug.
The whole rest of the house dims, but the equipment's charged, so it's fine.
Lights dim,
Yeah, exactly. But I suppose before the wedding as well, for couples, so say what we'll do is we'll go through if you're looking to book a videographer. Where do you start looking? What would you say to people? How do you start searching?
Well, just judging on the bookings that come in, probably 60% of them would be referrals. Right?
Okay,
so
wow.
It's nice to actually be referred.
Yeah.
So you're going to be referred probably by a couple, friends, family.
Yeah.
Maybe from your photographer, which
I think a lot of people book the photographer. I suppose the lead time for booking photographer can sometimes be a lot longer than a videographer.
Definitely.
And if you've got a photographer booked, more than likely you're probably going to say, do you work with anyone? Do you know anyone? Can you recommend anyone? So
and it's nice to get those referrals as well because you know that you're doing a good job. And it's not just about staying out of people's way. Jokes aside, it's not just about staying out of a photographer's way.
Yeah,
you still have to hit the mark. You still have to get
the shots. Grand, you're not on each other's angles, but it's more working together. I think it's working as a team. It's like you're now one big team for the day, and then the next day you'll have a different team, and that's the way it should be looked at.
That's the way it is. And it's nice because I think it's if they need something or they want to hold the light and I'm not shooting at that thing, I'd say grand, I'll hold it for you. And vice versa. The thing is, if it's not,
that's it. We've carpools, we've done all sorts. Whatever works. Whatever works.
That's right.
Yeah. It all works out. But I suppose so if they're searching online, I suppose you obviously have your own website.
Have my own website, it tends to bring in fewer and fewer bookings for some strange reason.
Okay.
And that's just the way the industry is going.
Yeah.
But I'll get bookings through Instagram. I get bookings still through Facebook here and there.
Instagram's kind of taking over a little bit when it comes to DMs. So I find that as well. More people seem to be on Instagram. But social media is a huge one. And it's probably a good one as well for you that you can actually, you can post up past videos and people can actually have a look. And when they're looking, so say they found you, they've come across Story Begins, and when they're looking for, because it's all different styles, and it's the same with everything. It's like the choice in this world now it's huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, what should people look out for when they're like, so you look at a video and you think, oh, that looks lovely, and isn't she very pretty, and that looks like a lovely day, but and these are all the things that we all get a little bit blinded by. Benny does a trick, actually. I'm going to tell them your trick. He does, when he's looking at videographers' video, he turns down the sound. Yeah. So he doesn't get distracted by the song. Because sometimes you go, isn't that a lovely song?
Yeah.
I'll book you, man. Yeah. But what should they look out for when the quality of the video, though? Is something
it needs to be sharp. With the sound up. If there's just people speaking, you need to be able to hear them clearly.
Yeah. Well, it's the song he's getting rid of, not the audio. Yeah.
Back to Sheeran again.
Back to Sheeran.
The sound has to be sharp.
Okay.
Believe it or not, people, there's a feeling that people will actually forgive slightly lower quality video over audio. If they hear, if it's pin sharp video, but the audio is a little bit raspy or a little bit kind of distorted, they'll notice that more. But the main thing to look for is sharpness in the video, steadiness of the shots,
that's a good one.
And the clear audio. But the most important thing of all that is that it has to give you an emotional response.
I like that.
If you look at it and you can see they're really in love. That's a beautiful moment. Yeah. That was lovely for the way that he said that, or she said that, or that was said about.
Gives you those goosebumps.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah. I don't think I've done a job properly if a bride has come back and say I'm not making her cry. That's no.
In a good way.
In a good way. Oh my God, what do we book in for? No, and that's a bit of a joke. But I do hear back and I say, look, my mother watched that video and she's still watching it online, because I can tell from the stats on the website, because they get people get a link, a private link to watch their wedding film. And you'll see when people they're going in.
The view numbers kind of go up and up.
Over a weekend. The first weekend I send out their link to them. Okay. They're on it every.
But that's lovely though for you as well, because it means they're not just watching it once; they're rewatching and they're sharing it with multiple people. And
But again, on the stats on the website, you can see it that the thing is, like, it gets sent to Australia. Yeah. Especially these days with people living abroad. took a booking last week there where somebody's getting married and their sister is in Australia, and she really wants her sister. She can't come home, and she really wants to see see the ceremony. So I'm actually only filming the ceremony. And they can do it. I can do it. I can turn it around quite quickly because it is only the ceremony. Put it up online.
And they can just send it the link.
Email it off.
Amazing. Yeah. But that's like technology is advanced so much.
Oh yeah.
But like the fact that you are using the advanced technology as well.
Yeah, you have to. You have to look. Technology will leave you behind.
Yeah.
And like we said, I am in the business long enough to remember the days before what's there right now.
Yeah, because you said before you were there for the changeover between
tape and analog and digital.
Yeah, that's mad.
My first video camera that I shot family. I think it was actually family christening. Was tape. It was actually tape. Yeah,
because it seems like so long ago, but it actually wasn't.
No, it isn't.
It's crazy.
No, it's only 20 years ago. That's nothing. No. That's nothing at all. And anybody that's been in the business for 24 years, so that's only a heartbeat.
But it doesn't seem like that long ago. Like I kind of feel like tape was like something that was like it was in my time, but it kind of almost seems like it wasn't. If that makes sense.
It does absolutely. No, I was just joking there. And things like it doesn't for me. It doesn't for me. Yeah. But it is a long time. Yeah. 20. I mean, I'm in business 24 years this year. Yeah. It doesn't seem that long ago. But technology-wise, it is. No internet. Yeah. No memory cards.
Yeah, there was libraries. Remember those?
Libraries, yeah.
There were libraries.
Yeah, were they just those kind of things that were made out of paper? Was it?
You could go and take it over for a couple of weeks and then bring it back. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, I remember them.
One at a time.
Whatever happened to them?
No, they're still around. It's just.
Or is there? Or
yeah.
But like no internet, no memory cards, no decent lenses, no ability to be able to kind of get really beautiful depth of field shots where slow motion was the thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I actually had a previous bride's mother send me her wedding video.
Are you serious?
There a couple of weeks ago, yeah. So I brought it into the office and I was converting it, and they had gotten married in 94, 93, 94. Yeah. And the difference.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah.
And that's what's that? So 27 years, I suppose. Yeah.
And I suppose, and it keeps advancing. It's going to continue to. Oh yeah. And it's moving so fast as well. And I suppose when you're delivering the actual, wedding film to people now, it's kind of, I know that some people still actually do offer DVD. But like, I know I don't own a DVD player anymore.
And that's the problem with giving somebody a DVD. Yeah. They're going to want, generally people are going to ask me for a DVD for their granny. Yeah. Yeah. Granny still has a DVD.
She's not going to have a USB port inside the TV.
She's not.
No.
So you need a DVD. You can't. There's no point in handing her a USB. Yes, it looks lovely. What is it? Yeah. So generally there isn't a problem. The only issue is for me. It's soul destroying for me because I shoot on very high quality 4K equipment, and I'm taking all that quality and I'm squeezing it down to this size, so the quality disappears. Yeah. And so that's why 3 years ago I kind of left DVD technology behind. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with DVD quality, but it's just that it isn't as high as USB.
Yeah. Well, the technology has moved away from it, so.
But it isn't future proof. Yeah. I mean, there will come a time where DVDs will not be made. I actually even have an issue. I had an issue actually even getting blank DVDs. I had to go to 3 places.
Are you serious?
Yeah, a couple of.
I suppose you wouldn't see them on the shelf that often.
Yeah, you wouldn't, like places like hardware stores. And,
we used to burn CDs. Remember that, and DVDs and stuff. Yeah. That was a thing at one stage. That was a thing. Yeah. So I suppose you're more, as you said, like the online link is great.
The online link is where
it's digital.
That's where the business. I feel that's where the business is going. I think a physical media, physical format of even a USB. Yeah. Because remember that USB ports are changing. Yes. So if you have something that's the old port and you don't have one of those ports on your new computer. I mean, last year I bought a new laptop. No USB ports on it.
Really?
Yeah, and there's
I suppose then you're buying the adapters.
You can buy the adapter,
yeah.
But again, but it's showing that it's an older format.
Yeah, but it's good then to have it on both. Like, so you've got the current actual physical device that's working, but you've also got it online. So, and I suppose online, can you download that then from the online?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's where the business is going.
Okay.
That's where you will not get. Eventually, you won't get something physical. Everything is downloadable from a site, and you can share it from that site.
Okay.
And no, it's still in its infancy. It's expensive.
Okay.
And the issue that I'm not buying into at the moment is that a year after it stops working.
Okay.
So
does it not have like a certain amount of year guarantee that it's going to be there?
No. Generally, the thing is that they have either a 6-month plan or a 12-month plan. The ones I looked at anyway. Which means that if you don't pay the renewal at the end of the 6 months or 12 months.
Okay, so you're relying on your videographer to pay that renewal, which is why we always say to people, back it up. Put it in multiple places, whether it's video or photo, the cloud, a hard drive. It doesn't matter. Just put it everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, download and back it up so that you've got control over them as well, which is the main thing, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I suppose then for people then providing the actual footage afterwards, you do a nice trailer as well as
and again it's standard. Most videography companies will be doing something similar. I give them 4 movies on a USB. So and
is this a standard kind of, or is it different packages, or do you give all the 4?
No, well, for my top package, which would be from the morning to the 4 stands.
There's enough footage for 4, I suppose. Yeah.
Actually, the middle one as well, which would be the speeches before dinner. That you still get 4 movies.
Okay.
But the 4 movies, it kind of goes between old, traditional and more modern.
Okay.
You still have your ceremony movie.
Yeah.
Which starts with the bride arriving to the church.
Yeah.
Goes all the way up to the end of the meet and greet line.
And that's almost in real time, I suppose. Well, not quite, but
I try to kind of pull it back a bit, because some of the prayers that wouldn't be kind of essential.
Okay.
It's all
more the wedding part of the service. Yeah.
The readings. Bring up the gifts. Prayers of the faithful. All the parts where you've got somebody doing something specific that's
you've
not
involved
related.
a guest or something.
Yes. Okay. So that's all in that. Second movie then is reception, which is the couple literally walking into the room. What I would normally do with that is with the gimbal I would walk behind them at a nice comfortable distance. We're not on top of them, but it's a nice shot because everybody's standing up, everybody's facing this way.
It's guest reactions, isn't it?
It's guest reactions, and there's high fives, and there's
high fives. I've just got married. Nice one.
And they're normally dancing, so you see all of that, and then the whole room explodes. So then it starts with that, and then ends with the end of the second dance, essentially. And that movie called Reception. That's the traditional side. That's what you probably would have gotten pretty much 20 years ago, right? The wedding film is the thing. That's what
people see. That's the preview that you would use to market yourself, I suppose, as well, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Sometimes the thing is, there's another movie I call a trailer, which is shorter again, which I would be.
So it's more the trailer.
It's more the trailer, really. But the wedding film could be anything from 25 to 35 minutes long.
So it's your whole day, kind of just condensed down to that half an hour, is it? Okay, I like that.
Sounds from the wedding. The vocals are in the middle of it. And then the rest of it has got music over it. That again, that would start in the morning, depending on the package, but start in the morning, end at the first dance. The trailer then is the best of the best of the best. It is
those key moments that happened. That made it your day, really, isn't it?
Plus, as well as that, the thing is, there's a piece of stock music over it, so somebody wants to take that, they want to put it up on Facebook.
And because I know song choice, and we won't go too far into it, because people don't need to know the nitty-gritty of song choice behind the wedding videos you see. But like, when it comes to choosing a song, so forgetting about copyright and all that for a moment, do you help them choose? So like, do you give suggestions that actually I feel this song would work really well with the tempo of your day? I
would try to give some guidance. Obviously, some couples were really into music, and these songs, this song is key, this is when we met.
Okay.
And you need to use those.
Yeah.
You need to use those.
Yeah.
Because that's resonating with the couple.
Yes.
But there are certain songs that are not going to fit.
Yeah.
Like Adele's Someone Like You.
Okay.
You know, which is not... It's not
because every song has a different pace, and then the wedding day will be... that's what I find anyway. Do you know, like some days are very kind of like, so much happens and it's really upbeat. So you kind of need that music to work with it, don't you? It
starts off nice and romantic in the morning and ends up at party time in the evenings. That's what it is. Yeah. And it's basically a gradient, you know. But certain songs are not going to fit.
Yeah. Do a lot of people use their first dance song?
Not really.
Okay, that's surprising, isn't it? No. I find that surprising.
Not everybody does.
Yeah.
The plus as well is it depends then as well on whether the first dance song has been sung by the band or not.
Okay.
And sometimes there can be kind of slightly different interpretation of it.
Yes.
There was a time when it would have formed the list, but not especially anymore. Okay. You know, people are kind of choosing different things.
Yeah.
But yeah, music is key. It's all part. Look, it's sound and video. You know, it's sound emotion.
Yeah.
And they have to fit.
And it does bring it all together, I suppose.
It does. It does.
But as you said at the start, like it is good to, if you want to share it on a social media platform, that using stock music that social media would allow. If you were that person, so some people are like, this is my wedding day, I'm going to put my song to it, and it's for us, and it's for us to watch, and that's it. And then there's other people that they're almost getting the wedding video trailer so that they can share it with the world. That's the most important thing, is to hit that publish button and share your day. And everyone's different, so I mean, like, but you need a song that's going to be allowed on those social media platforms as well.
It'll get turned on, and the thing is, you'll end up with a video that is silent. On Facebook.
Benny'd be delighted.
Benny's the happiest man in the world, watching all these
silent videos.
Videographers have spent hours picking music for, and Benny is in his element.
He's delighted with himself.
Thrilled.
And do you get couples to... I'll move away from music now in a minute, but do you get couples to give the song choice before or after the wedding, or does it matter? After. Okay.
Generally.
Yeah.
I'm on like a 6 to 8 week turnaround. So the thing is, normally they're back from...
That's quite quick. That's good.
The way that I would say to them, look, when you come back from honeymoon, why don't you, if they're gone to honeymoon straight away, when you come back from honeymoon, why don't you have a think about a couple of songs? Now, listen, some couples don't want to pick the music. They'll say, look, do you know what, you know what you're
best.
doing, why don't you pick it, right?
Yeah.
But what I would do is I would send them the link afterwards and say, look guys, if there's a song there that you absolutely hate,
take it out.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Because their USB isn't made at that stage.
Okay.
So they do get an opportunity to actually preview the music and the edit the beforehand.
Okay.
So that things, if there is something in there that they absolutely hate.
Yeah. But ideally you kind of want to have the couple to give their input so that the first time they view it, that's the form that they're going to keep it in, and that's their first interaction with the video as well, isn't it?
Yeah. It is, it
so
is.
It's important to kind of spend a little bit of time just thinking about it. Yeah. You have to do all the work then.
Yeah.
Just give you the song. It's easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy. Yeah. And I suppose, what do couples expect? So they've booked you. Mm-hmm. It's all sorted. What should they expect before the wedding? Because I know a lot of people, like, when they're kind of in the planning mode and they're like contacting all their suppliers to see, right, what do you need from me? What do we do? What do you personally do with the couple to kind of...
What I would pretty much insist on, where possible. But in 95% of the cases, I meet them 2 weeks beforehand.
Face to face.
Face to face.
That's good. Break the ice.
They know then the thing is, that's not just some fella, randomer with a camera. Is he really a videographer? His camera?
Was he invited?
His camera looks very small. Why has he got? Where's his light?
Is he working for RD or me?
Where's his light? Where's his light can?
Laura has it in the boot of her car.
Laura's after breaking it, throwing it in the bin. I would meet them 2 weeks beforehand. Everything is fresh at that stage.
Okay.
I would ask, okay guys, you've spoken to a photographer, where are we going for the photo shoot? Are you going anywhere in between? Am I calling to the house beforehand? Am I not calling to the house beforehand? even some simple things like the meet and greet line. Are they actually doing the meet and greet or not?
Yeah, because it depends on time as well. If you have time to do it in the winter time, or you might not want to do it.
Yeah.
You might have 350 guests. You just don't want to say hi to all 350.
Absolutely. Then again, I've seen some couples. The thing is, that if they don't do it with 350 guests, all they're doing is shaking hands for the rest of the day. And some couples prefer just to get it. You know what? Let's eat the 20 minutes I was going to take to meet them and get it over the way.
And you've thanked everyone once for coming, which is nice. I think it's nice. I think it's nice. Yeah.
So,
and people's reactions are hilarious.
Yeah.
When they see them for the first time when they're married, they're like, it's great.
There is jazz hands. Yeah,
jazz hands.
But I get an opportunity then to think is to see kind of like what they're like. Are they very extroverted? Are they quite shy? Grooms tend to be a bit more reserved.
I find they can be reserved in the pre-meet, and then on the day they're a whole other person.
Yeah, that happens. Yeah, that happens. But I do find that's important.
Okay.
That's important because it's...
And I suppose for you as well, for timing, because I know like for the photographers, like depending on the photographer's style, but it can be a little bit easier to move from place to place because there's not as much equipment set up, or if there is audio needed for a section of the day, that like you can plan your timing as well.
Well, that's the thing. Because there's times where especially because I shoot my own, I need to be able to kind of like leave a camera somewhere and then run off microphones into the bag, into the car, back. And then
there's a lot more back and forth for you, isn't there?
There is. We have it harder.
Yeah.
We have it harder.
You do.
We really do.
God, I've admitted that.
So easy. I mean, what is like? How hard is it? You pick up a camera and click. Sure.
It's nothing to it, really, is there?
Nothing.
Yeah, you're
nothing.
just facilitating the.
Does it annoy you when people come up to you saying the thing is that lens is fabulous? That must take fabulous photographs. Do you get that as well?
I'm like, go for it, try it.
It's not about 20 years of learning how to use the thing.
No, it's fine. It's good. It's all good. It's all about your eye. But communication beforehand though, that's I think it's key. You're right. We do the same. It's but getting to know people is very important. I think.
You need to have look. Videographers tend not to do engagement shoots, and some photographers do engagement shoots, some don't.
Yeah.
I can see the sense in them.
Yeah.
Because you then have a rapport already.
Yeah.
Which is something I wouldn't have. So to supplement that, the thing is, I would feel it's really important to meet them beforehand.
Okay, that's good. I like that. Yeah, because I know not everyone does it, but it's good to take the time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Take the time. Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. I like it. Yeah. But I know you've mentioned to me before that you kind of came from a graphic design background, didn't you? This is kind of where it came from.
Years ago, as a graphic designer. Yeah. I actually started in art college and then figured out that I didn't particularly like smoking fags and drinking coffee all day long, talking about...
in a beanie hat on the back somewhere, feeling very...
it just wasn't for me. And it's fabulous for people that are into it. I wasn't. So then I got a job as a junior graphic designer, and went to college by night studying graphic design.
But that all sounds to you though, I think, because it's all like it's all your
shapes,
eye for something.
Shapes
colour.
And colour.
Colour's a big thing.
Shapes, colour and proportions, and that things... Even simple things like putting somebody's face on the side of the camera or side of the screen rather than dead center
all the time.
All the time. And the thing is, it looks better. I mean, it's a standard photographic and videographic thing, but understanding.
But you
why
can do it
that
artistically though as well. Like there's different ways of doing things, but it's no having an eye for this moment. Would work really well. In this way, kind of thing. That's true. Yeah, and then how did you end up doing weddings? Like what drew you into weddings? I always love asking these questions.
Family saying, you're handy with a camera, aren't you? Like when we started the business, myself and my wife started the business 24 years ago, it was commercial video. And I still do.
Because you have another life, don't you?
I have another life.
You do, you're a busy man.
Well, it doesn't. It's a small business, so it doesn't take a huge amount to keep me busy. But I do like the juxtaposition between the two.
It probably keeps it a bit fresh for you, though, does it?
Well, it just one keeps me sharp for the other.
Okay.
And that's what I like.
I like that.
And it's always different, you know. Okay. But we set up the business doing commercial video, but. I always had good camera equipment around me since back then, right? Yeah. So people knew that, and then
you just enjoyed using it, kind of thing, did you?
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, actually, when I was kind of collecting my thoughts for this, my father he started off filming my brothers and sisters' wedding on an 8mm camera.
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, this is back in the early 80s.
Yeah.
You know, and I was young at the time because I'm not that old.
We've made you out to be ancient in this.
I made myself out to be ancient, but yeah. So
we made me very young. That's the main thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're not as old as me. But yeah, I remember using the camera, and it was all battery operated, and you pressed the button, it was clicking, you could hear the film. The film was sent off to Germany, but very practical, hands-on, tactile way of making films. But believe it or not, that was actually the first time I actually ever used a camera, which was an 8mm camera when I was 7
That's pretty
or 8.
cool. So it was kind of in your life before you knew it was.
Yeah.
I like that.
And always loved telling stories through moving images. You know, still do a certain amount of animation, corporate wise. So I still kind of I've got that creative outlet, thankfully.
And it's so different. Like animation, corporate weddings, they're so different. Yeah,
they are. But the one thing where we started originally, we started today, was it's all about storytelling. It's all about stories.
Hence the name, Story Begins.
Story Begins. We'll have to thank my wife Mary for that, because she was the one that came up with that. And storybegins.com was available, and that was.
You were like, well, it's meant to be.
That's it.
The world of the internet has said it's okay.
Yeah. Exactly. Everything aligned.
There's no one out there else has it. This is the main thing. Yeah.
Strangely enough, actually, and it's a good name. It's a great name.
Yeah. Well, you would say that.
Well, I'm saying that because my wife's probably going to be watching this, and she's going to go.
Hi, Mary.
But it is great. It is a really, really good name. We do occasionally get an email saying, "Will you sell it?" You know,
sell the name.
Not for huge money, no.
Tell them you need $1 million.
Yeah.
And you'll sell it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Great.
Yeah, you never know. Like, yeah. And I suppose before we kind of wrap things up, and I know we did touch on this at the beginning, but I just kind of want, for people out there, the clear question I get from people is, and I get this all the time. So couples have decided, I'm not getting a videographer. Just having a photographer. I then get a message or an email 4 to 6 weeks before the wedding. Pure and utter panic. I have changed my mind. I need a videographer. Who would you recommend? For people that are in the situation of, they just don't know, do I need a videographer? Should I get a videographer? What would you say to them? Like what? Like, I know obviously you're a videographer, so you're not going to say don't get one. But
book them. Book me.
But if you're that person that thinks, I think I'll regret it if I don't. Like, does that make sense? Like that age-old question of, do I need a videographer?
The way I would explain this is the same. It's kind of the same way that when I meet couples beforehand.
Yeah.
Sometimes the bride will say to me, I'm thinking about speaking, but I'm not too sure.
And that's a very big thing at the moment. Brides getting up,
the way I say it to them is exactly the same way as I would like to answer your question, right? If you're there or thereabouts kind of thinking, you want to, or you're 50%, 50, you know, do it. Definitely do it. If you are there and the thing is absolutely not, then don't. And I apply the same thing. The only thing I will say is, in defense of what I do and what we do as videographers, not trying to be talking for everybody.
Disclaimer: Ian's now talking for all videographers.
No, this is just my opinion. In my opinion, I do see a lot of regret when people don't get it. It is a different thing. People wrap, and I'm not downplaying the importance of video and moving image, right? I'm genuinely not. People wrap it up as a kind of an extra and a kind of an extension of stills, and it isn't. It's a much different thing. It's when it's done right, when it's done well, it's completely different. It's a moving story. It's emotion. It's moving emotion. It's sounds. And that's the most important thing. And that's why people need to kind of be thinking, if that's what you want, then you need to have it.
So if you've any bit of doubt.
If then, you know, if you're 100%, then forget about it. You won't. If you're not comfortable.
Yes. You don't want someone to be uncomfortable either.
You will never be comfortable with it.
No.
But if you think that somebody's going to be in your face all the time, then don't like the thing.
Okay.
Don't think
but
that
that's
way.
a false perception then as well, because the person is not going to be in your face
No,
all the time. They are
not.
going to be as discreet. You know,
these days, there's lots of amazing videographers out there, and lots of amazing photographers as well, of course. But there's lots of and most people shooting video these days. The thing is, they're going to be discreet.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want the real moment. You can't orchestrate the real moment.
No.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't set that up.
You can't make someone be themselves.
No, you can't make it.
No, action. Go.
Yeah.
Be emotional.
Yeah.
Be romantic.
Yeah. Be relaxed.
Do it.
Be more relaxed.
Act relaxed.
Yeah.
That's my favourite one. Act relaxed. Can you act more relaxed, please?
Yeah, be more. Where's the relax button?
Where's the relax button?
Turn it up to 10.
That's good. And is there any hints and tips you give people?
Meet people.
Like
whoever you book.
Okay.
Meet them.
Yeah.
Don't book them.
Yeah.
Don't also the thing. Don't always just book on availability and price. Make sure you like what they do. Make sure you like their approach.
Yeah.
That you like the videos that they're making, and the thing is, after that, everything, are they available and do they fit the budget? They're all practical, but the thing is, there has to be you have to like what they do.
Yeah, I do say that to people though when we meet them before they booked us, and I say to them, I'm gonna be with you for a weird amount of time on it's because we're in the situation where we experience the whole wedding day. We're probably the only suppliers that do experience, like, from they're in their PJs until they're on the dance floor.
Absolutely.
You're there in the background. If you're in the background, but you're still there, you're around, you're witnessing it.
Yeah.
So I always say to people, if you think you're not going to get on with me, then just don't book.
Book
someone else.
But
doesn't matter how much you like my photographs.
Yeah.
You know?
But the other thing as well, it's coming to my mind, and this doesn't happen very often anymore, but there was a time when I would get an email or a phone call saying, look, I really love your work. But there's this guy who's shooting in Sydney, and can you shoot like him?
I can't afford to fly him in. No. But you're right though. There's no point in seeing a video someone else has done and then asking somebody else to mimic someone else's style. It doesn't work.
You'll never get around that. Because people shoot, and people are proud about it, and we're all creatives, right? The thing is, like, we all have to be able to. The reason why we're all in this is that we can stand behind our photograph or our video and say, you know, I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that's my style. That's my approach.
That's me.
Love it or hate it.
Yeah.
Ian, thank you.
Not a problem.
I do feel more. We talk all the time, but I feel like this little conversation now has brought me in.
Cathartic. You see, we do know videographers are important, Laura. Okay.
I do. I recognise your importance.
I came in here just to
plug videographers.
I came in here to represent my business, my industry, and Ian was not.
I think you did it very well, Ian.
Thank you.
You've got me on side.
Brilliant.
Benny, we're getting married again, and we're getting Ian to do our video.
It's not happening. No way.
Not happening.
No.
He won't want any songs on it. He just want to know, like, a silent video. It's like something from the 1920s.
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin approach to no video, no sound.
Ian, thank you for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.